They cheated like hell. It was just too big to rig. It's all a scam. The whole thing is a scam. This week, I also canceled temporary protected status for migrants from Haiti.
We've got some insane clips to look over from Trump speaking at CPAC, so make sure you buckle in. I've pulled the ones that I thought might make for the best conversation.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
It helps out the channel a ton, and we'll be back with the very much needed fact check.
Over 100 to 109, 4.7 million Social Security numbers. Think of that, from people whose age is over 100. 3.6 million people whose age is over 110 years. 3.47 million people who are over 120 years of age. 3.9 million people whose age goes from 130 to 139 years of age. 3.5 million whose age goes from 140 to 149 years old. 1.3, see, it's coming down now slowly. No, it's all a scam. The whole thing is a scam.
And there we go. At least the cat is finally out of the bag. He's trying to make it seem like a scam as the new ploy for Republicans to get rid of Social Security, something they've been trying to do since the beginning of time and was one of their more unpopular positions. This is the new branding, you know, the program that keeps 2/3 of seniors out of poverty Trump wants to get rid of. This is where I really start to question the intelligence of MAGA, like the voter base, because some of these numbers he's saying shouldn't even pass the basic sniff test of, is this bullshit? Yet they eat it up every single time. But it's widely been debunked already. I've debunked it a few times also, so we won't get too bogged down on it. But essentially, they're misreading the data. They're not understanding the separate files. Reports have already spoken on how these aren't people receiving payments, but kept on public file for, or public record for file keeping purposes.
This week, I also canceled temporary protected status for migrants from Haiti. They're pouring into our country, pouring in. If I weren't elected president, there'd be nobody in Haiti anymore. They were pouring in at levels from other countries too.
Remember the quote that MAGA always runs with, oh, it's illegal immigration we have a problem with. We don't care about legal, the people who come here, right? And never let them say that again, because it was always bullshit. We knew it, but now it's proven. He just removed legal immigration status for around 500,000 Haitian immigrants, all while conditions in Haiti are getting worse. Because why? Well, they're brown, right? Gangs are increasingly gaining control in Haiti. Sexual violence against children is almost up 1,000%. There is no reason to consider them safe. The reason that they were granted temporary protected status has not changed. If anything, it's got worse. Watch one of our 3 interviews with the Institute for Justice and Democracy in Haiti for the full picture. But it's bad in Haiti. Our intervention has a lot to do with the reason for it being bad. This is largely why we've granted Haitians TPS. Haitians have also helped turn around multiple local economies since coming through TPS status, where Trump first demonized them with the "they're eating our pets" lies, and now it's wiping away their legal status again because, well, he doesn't want brown people here, legally or otherwise. He wants the smallest amount of foreigners possible, despite the benefits we see from them, because this policy of his was always predicated on racism, not ridding criminals or stopping illegal immigration. And that's why he's going after legal avenues of immigration.
Incredible patriots in our country, 77 million, and it's actually much more than that, because despite that, they cheated like hell. It was just too big to rig. It was too big to rig.
I love that Trump still has to lie, because it's literally so obvious that no fraud happened from the Democrats in 2020, but his base has made their entire personality around this because he sold it to them as his only lane, as his political comeback. There was no other way he was making it back other than, they stole it from us, guys. Like, now we're supposed to believe that Democrats could cheat in 2016, but didn't. They could cheat in 2020 and did, but they didn't cheat enough in the Senate to give themselves a majority to pass any of their trademark legislation that they ran on because, oops, don't think about it too much or the conspiracy doesn't make sense. They didn't cheat in 2022 and allowed Republicans to take the House and effectively halt all legislative goals for the next 2 years from Biden heading into the next election, which would thwart all their momentum, where they then didn't cheat in 2024. Or according to Trump, they cheated, but this election was too big to rig, despite the fact less people voted in 2024 than in 2020. So it was a smaller election. It was the fourth smallest popular vote victory margin of all time. If Democrats performed the exact same this year as they did in 2020, they would have won even with Trump's gain in votes, which means the rig would have been the exact same, which means if it wasn't too big in 2020, there's no way it would have been too big in 2024. And if you look at like the swing states, especially, 3 swing states were decided by less than 80,000 votes, with 2 of those being decided by less than 50,000 votes. One of those was like 30,000 in Michigan or Wisconsin, and not a single swing state was decided by more than 20,000 votes. All of these were around 1 or 2% of difference in the votes between Kamala and Trump. They were literally all close, all within play. If Kamala won Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, she would have won the Electoral College, which were decided by 30,000, 80,000, and 120,000 votes, which is an average of around 1%. If Democrats rigged 2020, they could have done the exact same thing this year and they would have won. There is no plausible reality where 2020 was riggable, but this election was too big to rig. That does not make any factual or logical sense. This alone disproves the idea that there was fraud in 2020. And what we know now is actually that Republicans, through massive voter fraud and this ways that they've disenfranchised voters to a level that we haven't even seen in like a decade, right? I mean, they've largely always done this, but this is something massively brought back this year to ensure that they would win. And it tipped the scale in their favor. And we know this to the tune of 3 or 4 million votes, of which if Kamala got, she would have won, especially in a lot of these swing states where there were hundreds of thousands of voters, Kamala voters that were disenfranchised, where, as I just pointed out, most of them were won by around 100,000 votes or less. So very much winnable. Again, showing how every MAGA confession or every MAGA accusation is a confession.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Don't
and
forget.
What else you want to tell them?
If you follow me and my dad's channel, that means that you're following me, not him, even though we have the same channel.